So, I have been neglectful. I have not been the best person that I could be. You see, things happen. Life gets in the way. We all understand that. But I, sadly, I've been misplacing. I have been I have been mistreating my Jews. Yes, my Jews have not been on a regular watering cycle. Their nutrients have been slim to none. I swear if you keep on doing this. So today I've decided it's time to at least give my Jews a haircut. Maybe that will sound... Yes, there we go. Now I'm not echoing. So, it's time to give my Jews a little bit of a haircut. This is my plant. It does not have a name. And this is a fuzzy purple wandering Jew, or Tradescantia. It starts with the T. Tradescantia. Tradescantia. What in the Google Translate? I don't think anyone talks like that, sweetheart. But I used to have actually 3 different varieties of wandering Jews in here. And this is the one that took over the whole thing. And I have not cut any of these in quite some time. As you can tell, they're getting pretty long. So, without further ado, I am going to chop off a bunch of these ends, get a bunch of new cuttings started to replant into this basket, and then I'm going to fill it up with some soil and put the new cuttings back in and give it some fresh water, and voila, plant stuff. So the first thing we got going on here is obviously you want some sterile scissors. You don't want to give your plants any coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? That's a joke. Coronaviruses, I don't believe, infect plants. Although there might be. Back to the scissors. Birdie. Before we begin, not sponsored. Oh, fuck. Yes. Now, back to this disaster. I have a lot of these that are like just sad. Just sad. They need to go away. Yes, I'm just going to get right in here and just trash all of these. There is a good stock still going on here from these little weak ones that literally just broke right off. You're worthless. But I'm just gonna cut this baby right near the base. Literally just... What is your fucking problem? So I have some really, really nice ends that are going on, and these are the guys that I'm going to be saving. Snippy, snippy. So I'm going to keep these good ends right over there, and then the rest of this is getting chopped. I cut some of these back, they'll start growing in some stronger stalks, because some of these are just the weakest little things I have ever seen in my life. You're a disgrace. I'm just kidding, baby. I love you. There's a whole little section here of all just clustered dews right here. Yikes. And there's nothing on this side of the pot except for like 2 little plants here and here that I've basically cut all the way back just so that maybe they can start getting another little thing going there and start sending off some new shoots. Once I go in here and do all of this, should give that a little bit more room to kind of sprout out. Ooh, that's a nice end. Yikes, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well. So these guys have been hanging in a bathroom window all winter long. So they're not having a good time. But we are gonna make it better. That stuff slaps. Another thing that I'll do with little pieces like this, I'll leave just like a little bit on the end there, and that can also start root growth. So I'm going to stick that whole thing in the soil and it will sprout roots one way or another. And there we have it. She is all completely cut back. There's barely anything in this soil. I am going to get a little bit more potting medium and throw some of that in here. Get some of these cuttings kind of in place and water it in really good. And I will see how it turns out here in the next couple of weeks. I'll take a few pictures of it and kind of monitor its growth, and we will see where that takes us. On to transplanting. We are back, and I have some fresh potting medium in here. It is still looking a little, so it's time we throw some of these cuttings in here, and then I'm gonna water this baby up and see how she does in the next couple of days, weeks, whatever. So usually when it comes to transplanting these, I like to take off the last few leaves to get like a pretty good kind of stalk stem going on there. And I put it in the soil pretty far. That way it gives it a chance to really root in there and make a nice strong hold. Alrighty, we now have all of those little cuttings back into our plant here. I don't know how well I can show you, but she is looking a lot more full than she was. I'm gonna very, very carefully water this in. Still not seeing any new growth coming out of any of the ones that I left, but the ones that I have placed in here are definitely taking root and doing quite well. Wanted to come and show you guys. There's one little new growth sprout right there. And then I just noticed today that there are new growths coming out of this guy here. And way down on the bottom there. Way down there. So it is definitely taking off, doing really, really well. Do maybe one more update within the next 2 days or so and kind of show you guys how the new growth is going along, and I'll inspect any of these guys for any new branchings or even anything coming out of the soil maybe. So it's been a month, and yeah, I apologize for looking like a train wreck. I guess the quarantine is kind of doing that for all of us at this point. Things have been a little bit crazy, so I do apologize for this outro being so late. But to give you a final update on the wandering Jews that I did do cuttings of, in those last pictures where the little itty bitty cuttings were, or the little sprouts that were coming out, they were itty bitty. They are now about yay tall. At least. Anywhere from like 4 to 6 inches. They are all going nuts. It's doing really well, filling out really nicely. Some of them are already beginning to kind of like hang over the sides of the planter. So that's pretty nice. They're definitely doing a lot better than me during this quarantine, that's for sure. I hope everyone else has been doing good during these times. I'm grateful that the states are going to be opening back up soon, but you know, we never really know during these mad times. So basically, if you enjoyed this video, yay, super happy for you. And if you would actually like to go and get yourself any kind of wandering Jews, I definitely do highly recommend it, as they are very easy to care for, really good house plants. I've even went times without watering mine for days. Like days. And it didn't die. Like, they are very, very nice hardy plants, and anytime any of those like start rotting at the plant at like, you know, soil level or anything, it's easy to just cut them off and transplant them. So like I said, definitely highly recommend getting yourself one of these plants. They grow really fast. They're very what's the word I'm looking for here? Hardy. They're resilient, I guess. Don't quote me on that, but definitely good plants to have. Definitely highly recommend it. And I do apologize again for this being such an long span of time before actually getting a chance to do this. But like I said, quarantine's crazy. This whole COVID thing's been nuts. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye, bitches.